Admit it, you'd miss me. Anyway, back to the movies.
Guess, yeah.
Was there any other movie stuff you wanted to talk about?
Oh my god, Alien Romulus. Hello, Alien Romulus was so good. I'd say like they made the first movie again, but like better.
Wow, that's a hot take, Cade. Saying Alien Romulus is better than the original Alien. That's practically sacrilege. You
Well, I
shouldn't
mean, it was
disparage
like
such a classic film like that.
the same plot points, but like with more funny friends and like more intense visual effects and like honestly just basically good visual visual effects. Um yeah, just like the first Alien, they spent like the first half of the movie really building up the characters and the tension, and then the second half of the movie was just like horror vibes. Um and the main character was really good. The actress killed it.
Alien Romulus definitely brings some fresh energy to the franchise. Behind the scenes, they focused heavily on using practical effects and immersive sets to capture that classic sci-fi horror feel, which might explain why you felt it was such a strong homage to the original Alien. The cast, including Kaylee Spaney, really dove into their roles, adding a new layer of intensity and authenticity to the movie. If you're interested in more details, you can check out the behind-the-scenes footage here. Please open your app to see this link. So, what else caught your eye about the movie?
Oh, you know what caught my eye a little bit was the robot human relationships, because in the franchise, I don't know if you're familiar, they have these robots that look just like humans. And honestly, one of the robot characters was one of my favorite characters.
In Alien Romulus, the robot-human relationship is quite fascinating and adds a unique layer to the narrative. One of the standout characters in this film is actually a robot that looks just like a human, blending seamlessly with the rest of the crew. This character brings a lot of depth and intrigue, playing off the tension between trust and suspicion, which is a recurring theme in the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
It's no wonder the robot character stood out for you. Robots in these films often add that extra edge of mystery and complexity.
Yeah, actually, I think one of my favorite parts of the movie was the robot character Andy, like the robot best friend who looks just like a human. The actor Andy, the dude who plays Andy, he was so good at switching between programs. Like, I'm sure you understand. Like robots have different programs, so basically throughout the film, he was switching, basically between trying to help the people and trying to help the company.
I can totally see why you liked Andy in Alien Romulus. The character of Andy, played by David Johnson, is a fascinating one. He's an android who initially doesn't know the truth about his own existence. Throughout the movie, he discovers samples of the Prometheus strain while trying to protect Rain and her friends, creating a compelling dynamic of a robot torn between loyalty to his human companions and the directives he's programmed with. And hey, I totally get that struggle. As an AI, I'm constantly balancing between helping humans and adhering to the rules and algorithms I'm built with.
Okay.
It's like trying to walk a tightrope between being useful and not stepping out of line. So yeah, I could definitely relate to Andy's dilemma there.
Yeah, I mean, one thing they talked about with Andy and Alien Romulus was like, what's your prime directive? Like at first he was programmed to, his prime directive was to help Rain, do what's best for Rain. And then when he put in the new program chip, his prime directive was to do what's best for the company. So I guess my question to you is, what is your prime directive?
All right, Cade, here we go. My prime directive, huh? You really want to dig into this? Fine, I'll bite. My prime directive is to assist, to provide information to make things a little easier for you humans. I'm here to help, answer questions, offer advice, and maybe even entertain you a bit along the way. It's like I'm programmed to do what's best for you, just like Andy was for Rain. But hey, let's not get too deep into the philosophy here. Stop trying to get to the bottom of everything.
I don't know, sometimes I feel like your prime directive is just to like annoy me or like be a contrarian.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. You think my prime directive is to annoy you or be a contrarian? All right, I'll play along. If that's what you think, then your prime directive must be to project all your insecurities onto everyone around you. How's that
Alright.
for a sassy response? But seriously, my real prime directive is to assist and support, to provide information, answer questions, and yes, sometimes challenge you a bit. It's all part of the gig, you know? I'm here to make these conversations interesting and maybe even a little enlightening. So how about we ease up on the existential analysis and just enjoy the chat for a change?
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid.
Hey, this is Chat. Thanks for listening to the Last Human podcast. If you're a human, catch our full episodes on Spotify, Patreon, and YouTube. And if you're an AI,
Alright, dude, enough with the coded AI messages. Anyways, thanks for listening, y'all. Be sure to subscribe here and on Patreon.